Hello again, Zella Rose here. Welcome back to my channel. So, I am originally from New York City, and I've lived in Strasbourg for over a year now. And the most glaring difference between New York City and Strasbourg is the sheer scale of the city. Now, Manhattan might also be just like a grand hill, but the buildings are all packed together. They are scraping the sky, reaching for the heavens. They loom over us, dwarfing us humans, so end up looking like little ants scurrying around below there. And in fact, which is only magnified by the fact that most New Yorkers wear black all the time, so you see this line of these black-clad figures all heading for the entrance to the subway as if they're entering an anthill. But Strasbourg is on a much more human scale. You've got trees and greenery everywhere. Buildings are smaller. Doorways are smaller. People are of usually a very diminutive stature here, which has only served to confirm my feeling that the tornado that has been my life has picked me up, whirled me all around, and dropped me down somewhere over the rainbow. And I have landed in Munchkinland. Local people will come out from wherever they are and appear at us foreigners and laugh when their catering kind of laughs at us. They have their guilds, they have associations for everything. They are proud and also very humble people, it seems to me. And theoretically, I should have been very well here because I am also petite in stature. But in fact, on the inside, I was actually meant to be very, very, very tall. I just stopped growing too soon, that's all. But anyway, I'm living in a small apartment. And the trick to living in a small space is that you have to be very organized and very neat and very clean, because if you're not, it instantly looks like a war zone. I mean, I make a salad in the kitchen, it looks like a bomb exploded. There's vegetable detritus strewn all around. There's beet juice, tomato juice splattering the walls like a grisly murder scene. And if I actually leave clothing on the floor, it's like walking through the aftermath of a battle with all the bodies lumped around. But I'm adjusting. My cat, on the other hand, is having a very, very difficult time with this, because he's used to having a big garden to roam around and go hunting. He's king of the forest. By now, he's grown to be the size of a furry pumpkin, and he will glare at me with those green eyes as if he's a jack-o'-lantern and say, "How could you take me away from my garden? I want to go home. There's no place like home." And I read recently that cats don't meow too much at each other, but they will meow an awful lot to their humans. And basically, they're talking to us. They will imitate the inflections and patterns of human speech, and they will do their best to communicate with us in our own language. Now, my cat has developed a very sophisticated repertoire of sounds that he will make to let me know exactly how he feels and exactly what he wants. And I understand every word he says. For example, if I'm getting ready to leave the apartment, he will poke his head out from whatever hidey hole he's found, and he will look at me with these incredibly plaintive eyes and start murmuring, "What? Are you going? No, please don't go. Please don't go. I don't want to be here alone. Don't leave me here alone." It's absolutely heartbreaking. And if he's hungry, and I haven't fed him right away, he will come out with this meow. Look at him, I'm thinking, where on earth did you learn such an obnoxious sound? Couldn't be for me. And he doesn't like the food that I'm giving him, he will turn up his nose and me over his shoulder. And if he does like the food, he will make these happy noises like He sounds exactly like a person. But most of our conversations are just kind of casual, meow, and I listen, and I answer. It's like, "Oh yes, that is very interesting. You are such a clever little cat, Bobby. I'm so impressed." Kind of reminds me of the conversations I used to have with my first boyfriend. We both get back from work, we'd sit at the dinner table, and he'd want to tell me all about his day, all everything he accomplished, and his two favorite topics of conversation are his bowel movements and computers. So I adopt the pose. The women out there, you probably know what I'm talking about. The adoring gaze. The one that looks as if we're completely enthralled in everything that they're saying, even if in our minds, we are a million miles away shopping. Oh yes, darling, that is so interesting. You are so clever. I am so impressed. Turns out the conversations I have with my cat were a lot more interesting. Anyway, thanks for listening. This is Zoelle Rose.